this might be okay. Thank you. So my name is Carolyn Gustafson, and I grew up in Colorado. My parents were part of the Dust Bowl, so they were in Nebraska but lost everything. My mom told the story about having her garden, but after the dust blew everything over and ruined it, then the grasshoppers came in and went down and followed the onions and everything. So my parents had potatoes and carrots that they saved from the garden, and they made that last through the winter. So when we have these huge dinners, we have to remember those folks who had nothing. I was visiting my mom at the nursing home, and on the TV it said, "Tonight, the Grapes of Wrath." And I was so excited to get to watch that with my mom. So I turned the channel. My mom got up out of the chair, walked up, turned it off, and said, "I lived it. I don't have to watch it." And that really made me think that was pretty tough. It was pretty hard times. But my dad got a job picking fruit on the western slope of Colorado. And at night, the owner would let them go in and take all the fruit that had rotted or was too ripe. And he let them, thank you, take that and can it. So they had that for the winter too. And then he got a job milking cows on the farm next to them. And so he had a gallon of milk to take home. They had 3 young children, and not me yet. We ended up having 9 in our family. So we always had a crew around. And so I grew up with so many people around. But on August 24th, 1954, my life changed. If you count back, that was 70 years ago. I was 11, 81 now. I was 11, and the family was celebrating my grandparents' 50th anniversary. And my sister and I played the accordion. So I brought my accordion today, and I'm going to try to play a little song for you. But I wanted to just tell you the story. On August 24th, which was a Sunday morning, my sister and I went into the bathroom, which was the only place that was private because there were like 24 people camping in the yard. And, you know, in those days, we didn't have campers or RVs. We had tents or backs of trucks or whatever. And there were 24 people. And my sister and I were in the bathroom getting ready to go to play for the celebration. And I call this the near miss because you'll see at the end, it was a very traumatic time in my life, August 1954. Life in the old farmhouse became increasingly hectic as droves of relatives and friends began congregating for the grandparents' 50th wedding anniversary. Folks were eating, cooking, doing chores, visiting, whatever you do when there's a crowd. My 18-year-old sister, Isla Jean, and I retreated to the most private room in the house, the bathroom, to get dressed up. I'd been saving my new red dress Mom had made and my white polka dot hat for this occasion. I felt so proud because Isla Jean and I were going to play our accordions and sing. And I asked her again, "Do you think we'll be able to get our fingers to move?" Butterflies are doing flip-flops in my stomach. "We'll do just fine," she assured me, for at least the 10th time. She gently patted my arm and turned toward the mirror to fix up her already perfect hairdo. I stood on tiptoe behind her so I could see my hair too. And the next thing I knew, there was a heap on the floor. And I tried to pick myself up off the floor, but I saw my sister. I thought lifeless. Blood was oozing from her neck. And the ironic thing, her hair was a mess. I keep remembering that. As the plaster dust floated to the floor, mixing silently with the blood, my mind raced instantaneously to the newsreel I had just seen in school. I thought about the atom bomb. I worried about the bombs because after World War II, we all were trained for that, and some of you know that time too. Was this caused by the bomb? Oh God, she must be dead. That's what went through my mind. I have to get up. I have to go to her. If my legs will start moving, I can go help. Well, my mom was standing in the doorway. She was screaming. She had a horrible look in her eyes. My dad and brother rushed in and picked up Jean. Come on, let's get in the back. Let's get in the car. And I thought once again, how terrible. She was supposed to be married soon. Mom and Dad were getting into the car with Jean. They were leaving for the hospital when I grabbed my brother's arm and said, come on, get in. Let's get in the back. I was so worried about her. During the 7-mile race to the hospital, I noticed how dirty my new dress was. That's what upset me the most. Then I noticed my hand. I don't know how many of you have noticed it, but this is it. The shot, I haven't told you what caused it. It wasn't the atom bomb. It was a little boy who was 8, had gone into my parents' room and was playing with my dad's gun, the one he shot the elk and the deer. He had climbed onto the bed, the dresser, and got it out of the closet. Well, you know, in those days, we didn't have gun safes. Your parents said, leave the gun alone. We left it alone. We didn't go. But this little guy didn't know the rule, I guess, and he got it. So anyway, he had fired it, not shooting at us, but it had fired somehow. We all were amazed as time went on. And so anyway, I got in the back seat with my brother, and I thought, when we get to the hospital, I'm going to have the nurse wash my hand because it's all bloody. But I did not dream that what was going to happen next. We were sitting waiting, and I wondered, where were the folks? Where were my folks? What was happening with my sister? And I went up to the nurse and I said, could you just wash the blood off for me? And she goes, ah! She goes running down the hall. I can still remember her like, ah! She went running down the hall. And the next thing I remember is coming out from under the ether. And yes, it was ether. It wasn't the wonderful thing we have now. And my oldest sister was there. This is, for those of you who know, this is the sister who just passed. She was there with me. And she said, she's alive, she's fine. But I said, why are you crying? She goes, because of you. And I said, what did I do? It still didn't dawn on me. And sure enough, she told me, look at your hand. And I could see that, half of that fingernail, and about that much my thumb. And the rest, of course, was wrapped. this is part of the bone, so they wouldn't let me. In the middle of the bone, you have to be really careful because of infection. So they left it open. And then every week I'd go to the doctor and they'd pick the shot and the bones and stuff out. But anyway, why are there tears in your eyes, sister? She said, because of you. And I think that day, right there, is when I really decided that someone had been on my side. God was caring for me. And that's why I wanted to tell the story, especially today, 70 years later, that's what happened that day. Many other trials have come my way, and I've been able to handle them pretty much because of that day. I have my accordion here because I think I never got to do that. About 11 years old, I never got to do that song. So I'm going to try to do it for you. I'm not a singer. And you walked in, I went, but music has always been something that has been a joy to me. So I also have now, in my old age, I have arthritis in my joint. So please bear with me. This song was written by Stuart Hamlin. Recognize that, any of you? He was the cowboy poet who took the place, who was before Michael Martin Murphey. Cowboy poet, and he wrote the song, It Is No Secret. And I know a lot of you know that song because it's been around for how many years? Many years. I tried to find it I found it in one of our hymnals one day. I need help, please, Adam. Can you pull that? Yeah, just take
This right here?
Yeah,
Which side?
pull it down.
Down
This
all the way
one.
down? This
Yeah.
one down?
Yeah.
Or this? That good?
This comes off. This right there,
Oh, it's really on there.
or this one? Which one?
That one.
Wrong side.
We got there in the end.
Well, my friends say, sing no matter what. And this is the song, It Is No Secret. Should I use the deal and step out there? Or? The chimes of time ring out the news, another day is through. Someone slipped and fell. Was that someone you? You may have longed for added strength, your courage to renew. Do not miss the note. Do not be disheartened, for I bring hope to you. It is no secret what God can do, what He's done for others, He'll do for you. With arms wide open, He'll pardon you. It is no secret what God can do. Would you like to sing along with me just with the chorus? Let's just do that. Everybody sing with me, just It Is No Secret. It is no secret what and for others, he'll do for you. With arms wide open, he'll pardon you. It is no secret what God can do. Thank you. I got to play my song, and you know what? I love having you sing. I think I'm going to stand up in front of all of you during the hymns, or sit in the front row. I'm not going to look this. So I was 16 and my parents got this accordion for me because I think they realized I wasn't doing anything with my hand. And so they wanted me to exercise it more. All right. Sorry.
Thank you, Carolyn.
You're welcome.
The accordion was one of my favorite instruments to listen to, so that was a special treat this morning, but thank you so much for sharing your story. And for Carolyn, we give thanks to God, saying, thank you, God. Amen. What other joys do we have